Yeah, it's absolutely met our expectations. We've had a fantastic time, I suppose. For our social enterprise, we have a small team of 3, which sits within a bigger team of the whole organisation. But for us, we've had such a great experience.
Yes, it has met our expectations in learning to understand the struggles of other communities. So we thought we're struggling, but we realised we're not struggling at all, that we're in a very happy and healthy place as a community centre. It also gave me the inspiration to do a video of our centre, to put it out there and to advertise us.
I suppose when we got the opportunity to apply and be part of Networx25, we've seen primarily as a great opportunity to really network with other people within the sector across the island, and really recognise the real value of skills that really coexist within the sector. We were very intrigued because part of the sustainability plan of our organisation, Evolve Northern Ireland, is about developing the next steps to be more sustained and add more value to our works and the works that we work with across the communities. So apart from the intriguement, I think it was all about the personal development and the learning of the organisation, that we can bring more value to our community.
I think what we were initially wanting to do was to see if we could gain new skills in order to keep our organisation still relevant, but still sustainable, because we noticed that there were different funding streams that were being pulled out slowly but surely, and that was obviously concerning us.
It has met my expectations. I was coming in here as a manager to get support, to hear good practice, to learn from others, and I felt like on this programme I have.
By coming on the programme, we've been given experience of and ideas of how to turn things around, and we've been guided to see what other opportunities are out there that maybe we've never thought of touching into.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. I mean, it's the things that we've learned to carry forward, the skill set and the networking. It's been, I don't think we could carry on with the project without what we've learned. It's we're not as blind as we were.
I think the two that stood out for me were the social media and the social impact. Social media marketing's my background, so there's probably an interest there. But there's, as kind of digital platforms move on, and there's always learnings there, so there's quite a few takeaways that we could take from that. And the social impact was a nice piece, just to see how you could work out a sort of process of where your organisation is, and then how to bring that forward, and just that we were kind of grouped in for that session, so it was good to hear other people's sort of what their needs are and how they're different to, depending on the organisation. So that was quite interesting.
The organisational planning was something, I suppose, because we are so small, that we hadn't really thought it out until we sat in that workshop. And now we've realised, that we have to get these things in order, and going forward, I suppose, again, you couldn't go forward without having proper organisational planning if you want to scale up what you're doing.
So coming to the group sessions and hearing everybody else's stories and hearing they're talking about the good practice has been really, really beneficial. The programme itself, the topics we've covered at each time we met up has been really beneficial, especially today we're talking about funding and grant applications, fundraising. And I think everyone can take something out of that home with them today, and the marketing one as well. It's all been really good. My mentor Sam's been fantastic to have that one-to-one, where it's very personal. It's about you, because you can go to other courses and it's very genetic, it's going by a book, but he was tailoring his work one-to-ones for me, specifically for my needs and my development as a business and my developments as a business owner too.
I think what I talked about at the start was wanting to be better at measuring our impact, monitoring our impact, and then telling the story about our impact. So I think the workshops have definitely helped us move forward and try to develop a framework for that. We're not there yet, but I think that's something that will take a bit of time for everybody to kind of understand what we're measuring, why we're measuring it, and then that better stories will come. I mean, we know all the stories and we know all the good things that we're achieving, but we're just not great at telling those stories. So I think we're getting further or closer to having better ways of measuring that. I think the workshops really helped in terms of that, and the marketing workshop that we did was really really a really nice presentation and really useful tips that came out of that workshop, because you go to some marketing workshops that aren't as valuable. I found that a really good session with the trainer that day.
The work plan from Networx25 was very flowing, so it was always, there was something within each of the strands that was able to deliver to meet some of the challenges that we meet in our everyday sector.
I think the most inspirational part of this journey for me was the learning for our small team, you know, and every single one of us we've been involved and we've all taken something away from it, whether that be, you know, a new skill that we have learned or new knowledge that we have taken on, or a wider network then that we have built through involvement with the Networx programme.
It's been a space to breathe, but in a supported environment. So taking that time away from your day to day and being with like-minded people just gives yourself a chance to kind of breathe and think of the bigger picture.
It led to a review of our strategy document. We had done that after the third workshop. I took it to the board and said that, you know, I believe that while we have our core values, our mission is to attain this, I think we need to look at different pathways of how we attain that. And give myself and my colleague Ryan an opportunity to step back and say, right, okay, how can we do this smarter? How can we do this better? That we can make and have more impact into the community than what we're doing at the minute. Because new work methods, stronger communication, give us a better platform then to deliver. It gives them an opportunity then to be more strategic.
The marketing module inspired me to return to my place of employment and speak to my manager and board about doing a video of our centre. We have a filming and editing group in our centre, and one of the girls, which we're very fortunate to have, is CE Workers Community Employment in the South, and she was on that course, and part of her work was to do a project. So she had done the video, which is fantastic. I do the speak over on the video, and having posted that and shared that, it has brought in more revenue to us, and that would be really thanks to Net25 workshops.
Nice to just get out of your organisation for a day or two. Especially, it was really nice that two people were able to come on the programme together, because often you're off on your own and it's harder to bring that back to the team then. But if there are two people, you kind of take two different things away maybe, or take a bit more away. So that's been nice. Even just to, there was one of the workshops that we spent just working on our own plan together, and that's a luxury, to spend 6 hours with somebody just uninterrupted working on something. So that, things like that, I mean, it's very practical stuff, but it's really useful, I think, as an organisation.
PR and marketing was also something that we were very lackadaisical in, I suppose is one word, but we just don't really have the resources to do effectively. But we were able, through contacts that we had made, to engage with getting a new webpage designed. So we've actually hoping to get it launched at the end of this month as well, and it will actually, every time somebody does a Facebook post or a social media post, it will actually immediately update the webpage. So it'll cut out, it'll cut out having to do an extra job or an extra post. And you'll be able to book online and make payments online, which will be a really big help for the admin person. So, there's been a lot of practical there's been a lot of learning that we've been able to put into good practice.
I think I give myself and my colleague Ryan a chance to really reflect on our own personal development and our own personal work plans. And when we were communicating this to our board, they were intrigued because I think it was a space where they hadn't seen before, and were not probably subject to it before. And we were finding solutions to the programmes, to the issues that we were coinciding with every day in everyday life within the sector.
So key skills that really have come out of the Networx programme for us has really been about expanding kind of the skills and knowledge within the team, not just from myself, but expanding the knowledge around kind of that social value. What are we given? How do we work on that as an income stream and really play to it, to the bigger audience?
Yeah, we wanted to learn, as I say, new skills. We wanted to meet new people, learn from other people, other organisations that maybe had been struggling like we have been and had been struggling. But I think it gave us that hope and that reassurance that you can overcome things, if you sort of have a clear plan and a clear direction, and being able to take a bit of time out as well, away from the office environment and the organisation itself, it takes away that feeling that you have 9 times out of 10 that it's panic mode at work, most of the time. But I think this has given us an opportunity to be able to reflect and to sort of look at how you can address issues in a more calm and realistic way.
In terms of peace and reconciliation, there's been a couple of moments throughout the Networx programme where it's really given us food for thought around the kind of the change in face of community relations and how do we future-proof our social enterprise as we move forward, and with different demographics here now in Northern Ireland, and how do we put processes and procedures in place as well to address and challenge anything that comes along around that as well.